So I found myself a topic that I'm going to talk about because actually, I'm not a feminist in the least. Um, I do agree with some of their points. However, I also, I don't know, think they take it a little bit too far sometimes. Whatever. I wouldn't call myself a feminist, let's put it that way. But there's this list or whatever that's going around Facebook that's called the 13 Things a Woman Can Do to Be More Attractive to Men. It was written by a man named John Smith. How cute. But I'm gonna read it and give you my thoughts on each bullet or number, so to speak. And the first time I read it, I will say that I was like, oh my god, this dude is a misogynist asshole. Like, really? Are you kidding me? Because when you go through and you read it, just like the title first off, 13 Things a Woman Can Do to Be More Attractive to Men. Like that, it's like, how great do you think you are? Like, are you Thor or something? It just kind of turns you off. So I went in with a kind of negative thought towards the article to begin with. But then I went back and I read it again, and I was open about it and perceptive to it, and actually thought about what he was saying, and I kind of agree with him now on more of the ones that I did originally. But he also at the end he tacks on this whole like 6 responses to what you were gonna say. I'll read that too. That also kind of, if he hadn't put that, I think it would have made it sound less like a douchebag thing, and it would have been a better article thing that it is. Alright, anyway, it says, I've read my share of thought catalog in the past few months, and it seems like men have really tiptoed around the subject of holding women to some kind of standard. Well, I'm going to ignore the paradigm and speak on what I think men look for in women. So here is yet another listicle for our wonderful readership. That right there, the intro, that he's like, men are tiptoeing around holding women to some kind of standard. Everybody has their own personal standards. Everyone has a type. If someone tells you they don't have a type, they're lying. Everyone has a type. So the fact that he's just like trying to group everybody into the same thing, like this is what men like in women. Not all men like that. But anyway, number 1 is stay in shape. We want to be aroused by the sight of you being naked. People can argue the pitfalls of the BMI scale all they want, but for the average Jane it works just fine. Men don't want a bag of bones, nor do they want a woman who looks like she is smuggling beach balls. I suggest 3 to 4 times a week of cardio-esque activity. Regarding your diet, you do not need to starve yourself. You do not need those greasy chips either. Alright, I'm not in shape, but I look good. You know I look good. People tell me all the time. And I'm fine with the way I look. Even if people didn't tell me I look good, I'm happy with how I look. That's all that matters to me. So the staying in shape, some guys like a girl to be in shape. Yes, but some guys, like chubby chasers, they're a thing. Don't like them to be in shape. It's a personal preference. And no, those guys that like chubby chasers aren't weird for liking them. That's just their preference. That's their type. Number 2, lay off the body modification. Men gravitate to a natural hair color, tasteful and coverable tattoos, if any at all, and piercings that are not out of control and all over the place. I call shenanigans. Again, it's a taste, it's a preference. Not everybody likes it. There are someone who don't like them, and there's someone who do. That one's just kind of like, really? You're just being an asshole. Number 3, make your own money. When it comes to money, men really couldn't care less if you make a whole lot, but you need to be making enough so that you're not a financial drain on him. If you're making more than him, more power to you. Just refrain from throwing it in his face like some form of one-upmanship. I make my own money, but I don't make my own money so that someone else is attracted to me. I make my own money so that I can buy the things I want, and I can do the things I want, and I can live. I can see where some guys would want you to make your own money and not be a financial drain, but then there are those men out there who want to spend their money on women and want to pamper them, even if they don't have a whole lot of it. Number 4, be feminine. Men want to date women, not men with vaginas. This is about as feminine as I get. I dress up for work. I'm wearing jeans though, because I can dress that casual. I am probably the least feminine woman I know. I only recently started wearing eye makeup. I do know how to put on more makeup. I just typically don't. I hate wearing dresses and skirts. I just recently started wearing shorts. I do love heels though. I don't know why. I'm extremely tall anyway, but I just love bare hands. However, I'm not that feminine. I don't know. That's just me. Again, some guys like it, some guys don't. It's preference. It's a type. Be submissive. Now, this is the one that I had a real problem with when I first read it, and then I went back and read it again, and I was like, okay, I can see what you're coming from. Be submissive. This kind of overlaps with being feminine. As much as the word has been made into a negative, being submissive is a good thing, and it's not synonymous with being a doormat and that you have no voice in the relationship. Seriously, heaven forbid you do a little backbending for the sake of pleasing your man because you want to keep him interested in you. Personally, I think feminism has turned relationships that are supposed to be loving into their own little battlefields. Rub his back, watch what he wants to watch, suck him off. A good man will reciprocate and placate to the things you want and make sure you're also happy. So after I came down off my aggravated high and I read that, I was like, yeah, he's a little bit right. I wouldn't call it being submissive, personally, and I wouldn't say little backbending for the sake of pleasing your man because you want to keep him interested in you. I know in relationship personally, I do a little bit of backbending for the sake of pleasing my man because I want to make him happy. I want to do these things, not because I want to keep him interested. If he's not interested, he's not interested. Sucking him off every other day is not going to keep him interested. Rubbing his back every night is not going to keep him interested. Watching horror movies with him is not going to keep him interested. Now, doing them because you want to make him happy, because you want to do these things because he enjoys them, that's different. You get enjoyment out of doing it, he'll get enjoyment out of doing it with you, and he will appreciate that more. But if you're just doing it to keep him around, he's going to know. Well, okay, he might not know because not all men are perceptive. Either way, but if he's not interested, he's not interested, and you're not going to keep him interested by doing these things. So, again, I wouldn't call it being submissive, and I wouldn't word some of the things in here the way he did. But yes. Yeah. Number 6, sex life. Men want a woman that has a healthy sex drive and few past sexual partners. That means that you and your past boyfriend had a lot of sex. It does not mean that you were the town bicycle. We get it. You want to sleep with the college football team and not be judged for the same way he ran through the cheerleading squad. Insert master key shitty lock analogy. Life isn't fair. Get used to it. The average Joe will never see that many women anyway. Men also do not want a woman that leverages sex as a way to get what she wants. That's a pretty good indicator that she is really not at all interested in sex with him in the first place. Most of the men I've met, yes, I agree, they want a healthy sex drive. And I don't know about few past sexual partners. Some guys like it when you have more, some guys like it when you have less. It's, again, a preference and a type thing. It's just really all what the guy that you're dating or talking to, how he feels about you having sexual partners other than him. There's some guys who don't want to know. There are guys who want to know everything. There's 7 billion people in this world. I don't know what the statistics are for which percentage are men and which percentage are women, but there's 7 billion people. Everybody is fucking different. Number 7, be intelligent. No man wants a woman that cannot flex her mental muscles. I just say be intelligent to be intelligent. I cannot stand stupidity. Yeah. Big shock there, I'm sure. I have a low tolerance for idiocy. Like, you went to school, you at least got a high school degree, maybe a GED, maybe you just dropped out, whatever. Either way, speak proper English, know how to spell, and stop, for the life of God, using the letter U for the word you. I cannot stand that. It bugs the fuck out of me. I understood why you did it when, we were using T9 and stuff. It was easier than typing out the full word. But now most phones have, full keyboards. I know mine does. You want to see it? Look. Full keyboard. There's no reason for you to just type you instead of the word you. And then when you're on the computer, full keyboard. Type the word. Be child-free. I kind of have an issue with this one, too. This is kind of the not-so-secret secret. Men don't want instant families, nor do they want the ultimate form of cuckoldry that is raising another man's child. This goes double if you have multiple children and or if your children are biracial. It does not matter if your child's father is abusive, a deadbeat, a good man, or hit by a bus tragically. The bottom line is that you have a child, and it does not belong to the eligible bachelors out there. Fun fact, in many states, if your child starts to view him as a father figure and you two eventually break up, you can sue him for child support. No, he does not have to legally adopt your child either. You adopt your child either. I don't like how people don't proofread these things. It goes back to the be intelligent thing. Proofread your shit before you publish it. No, he does not legally have to adopt your child either. Look up laws such as equitable doctrine of estoppel and psychological parent doctrine. Okay. Being child-free. I'm child-free because I'm not ready for a child yet. If I were ready for a child and could handle it, I might have a kid without being married. Who the fuck knows? I don't feel like men don't want instant families, because some men do. It's preference. There's 7 billion people in this world, and they're all different. I know personally, like, I don't have a problem with the guy that I'm seeing or talking to or whatever having a kid. I really don't have a problem with it. If you've got a child, that's fantastic. Just be a good father to that kid. That will tell me loads about you before I can learn anything else. Like, my friend Timmy. Timmy has a little girl. She's the most adorable thing in the world, and he is the most fantastic father to her. Like, it's ridiculous how different he is from not having her and then having her. And when I say not having her, I mean, like, I didn't know him when she wasn't around. But either way, like, when she's not around and when she is around, the difference is fantastic and amazing, and seriously, my ovaries bust. Number 9, be willing to cook at least 3 times a week. I wish I knew where things had taken a turn for the worst in terms of women's progress, but apparently the domestic ability of being able to feed yourself without ordering takeout or putting some TV dinner in the microwave has fallen by the wayside. I agree with this, only to the extent of feeding yourself and saving money, because you can make yourself lunch for a week off of $50, or you can buy lunch every day for a week and spend $150. However, if I cook for you, you better fucking clean up the mess. Because I just cooked. You clean. That's how this works. If you cook, I clean. I have absolutely no issue cleaning up after you cooking. So you should have no issue cleaning up after me if I cook. Simple as that. And if you want something specific, you buy the food and I'll cook it. Unless, I don't know. It depends on what the specific thing is. Like, if it's something that I don't enjoy, I'll still cook it, but you buy it then. Number 10, put down the phone. This applies for life in general, not just keeping your guy interested. We get it. Your bathroom selfie just got 40 likes on Facebook/Instagram and boosted your ego for the next 15 minutes. When you just bought that newest chamomile tea from the coffee shop, it was so delicious you needed to tweet about it and send a Snapchat to your bestie while you're driving home from work. That light up ahead is red, by the way. Perhaps you should unplug from the matrix long enough to realize that there is a living, breathing person in close proximity trying to interact with you. This is why my friends and I stack our phones on the table in front of us when we are at a restaurant or a bar instead of only partially paying attention to the present company. It is simply amazing how many things stop being awkward when you learn how to use one of your various electronic screens as an emotional buffer. I have to agree with that. I used to be really bad about it, like sitting in the room, same room as my boyfriend was on the phone, and just ignoring that he was there. But normally I only did it when I didn't have anything else to talk about and didn't have anything else to do, except for watch him play video games or watch him watch whatever show he was watching or movie, or watch them. I didn't really want to watch the movie, so I was like, paying attention anyway. But the texting while driving, I will admit that I do it from time to time. I've gotten a lot better about it though. I only do it at stoplights, and yeah. If I'm driving down a street, like in a city, I don't text while I'm driving down streets in cities because red lights, cars not using blinkers, coming out of God knows where, that sort of thing. And yeah, the bathroom selfie, that's disgusting. Who takes pictures of themselves in the bathroom? Oh, they don't mean on the toilet. Ha. I don't know. I'm not huge on selfies. Anyway, I don't take a lot of my own. I hate pictures of myself, so there goes that. But, like, yes, put the phone down when you're around somebody. That's why, like, whenever I am around somebody, I try and leave my phone either in my purse or in my car. That way I'm not distracted. And, you know, oh, look, I'm bored. What is everybody saying on Facebook? So, yes, that one, I don't really know if that's so much keeping your man interested as well. Like I said, it's more just being polite. Number 11, ease up on the makeup. The less the better. It is bad enough that the makeup industry is a multi-billion-dollar industry that essentially tells women that they are ugly. What is even worse is that half of you come out of the house looking like Bozo the Clown. Maybe you should throw away the Maybelline and work with what you're born with. Or you can learn how to put your makeup on so you don't look like Bozo the Clown. I have several friends who are more girly than I am, and they wear makeup, and they look fantastic every time they put it on. But they know how to put it on. I have also seen people, mostly in high school, that didn't know how to put it on and looked like strippers and hookers and prostitutes. So it's all in knowledge. I only recently started wearing eyeliner and mascara, and that's all I ever put on in the morning. So, and it's not that I put it on because I feel like I'm ugly. I used to have black glasses, like black rimmed glasses, and I never wore makeup with those. So I'm just used to having black around my eyes, and that's why I wear it, because otherwise I think I look weird. Yeah, it's personal, completely, that's it. Number 12, stop cussing. Coming from someone who was a United States sailor, it was really not attractive to have a girlfriend that cusses like one. If you think you are such a fucking lady, you had damn well better act like it for once. Okay, I cuss like a motherfucking sailor. It's color. However, there's a time and place for everything. I don't cuss around children. I don't cuss when I'm at a restaurant. I don't cuss in front of your parents. I don't cuss in front of my boss. Like, I know when to not use that language. When I'm with my friends or at a bar, that's completely different. That's fair game, as far as I'm concerned. And I will cuss till I'm blue in the face in those situations, because that's just who I am. So, yeah. Number 13, stop hoarding guy friends. I have a real issue with this one. 9 out of 10 of your guy friends just want to sleep with you anyway. Men know how other men think. The first guy that comes to comfort you after a big fight will also be the first one to say he's not good enough for you in order to sabotage your relationship. And then he'll be the first one to try to get into your pants after he convinces you that your man is a creep. That's not about having trust issues. It's about knowing how people act. Trust is earned, not immediately granted. I don't hoard guy friends. I just tend to get along with guys better. Do I realize that, a majority of my guy friends want to sleep with me? Yes. Sorry, guys. Do I listen to them when they tell me he's not good enough for you in a fight? No. I think for myself. They don't know. Like, after a fight, I can tell you what happened, but you don't know what happened. You're just hearing my side of the story. There's always two sides to a story, so I don't listen to anybody when they give me advice after fights and stuff unless they know both sides of the story, which is usually never. And also, after you convince me to leave my boyfriend, I'm not just going to immediately get into your pants. That's called a rebound. And generally, I don't, it's just no. Just no. But that's my thoughts on it. I don't hoard guys. I just get along better with them. The 6 preemptive answerings to counter-argument sound bites. A. You don't speak for every man out there. These attributes operate on a bell curve, and more men sit underneath the curve than amongst the outliers. Obviously, not every man wants every single trait on here, but the less that you deviate from the standard, the more marketable you are. First off, women are not marketable. We are not marketing ourselves to be in a relationship with you, to be in a relationship with anybody. Or we shouldn't be marketing ourselves, let's put it that way. I'm not trying to market myself to anybody but myself. Sorry about you. And the whole bell curve thing, it's a pretty, 7 billion people. 7 billion. Let's just even cut it in half and say that it's, 3.5 billion are male and 3.5 billion are female. A bell curve of 3.5 billion? That's a big fucking bell curve. B, that goes both ways. Nice observation. You are fully at liberty to have the same standards for the men you date. You should write an article about it. Maybe I will. C, don't tell me what to do or how to be. You can take all of this with a grain of salt for all I care. I'm just giving you some insight into the minds of men once the filter's been taken off. Mind of you. You're not men, you're a man. Mind of you. My boyfriend loves me just the way I am. I don't have X, Y, Z, and I have lots of men chasing after me. Good for you. Everybody settles in at some point. In some aspect. Settles in some aspect. Holding out for the partner that is perfect in every way is a fool's errand. He has simply learned to accept your faults. Stop deluding yourself. The thirst is strong these days. And a saying I heard less than a week ago was, if you have standards, you're just cock blocking yourself. Some men will take whatever they can get. Yeah, some men will take whatever they can get. And yes, in some regard, everybody settles at some point. I don't believe that holding out for the perfect partner is a fool's errand. Now, holding out for the perfect partner and still actively searching for a perfect partner is a fool's errand, but I'm also of the belief that you can't bind love, it binds you. You can look for it your entire life, but love is an intangible thing. You can't touch it, you can't see it, so how do you know what you're looking for? It has to find you. E. Insert random hostile comment that attacks me directly. Ad hominem. Debate the ideas presented. You will be more productive that way. That's what I'm doing. F. I would do this, but you can rationalize it all you want. It still doesn't detract from what men want. You can't argue someone into finding you attractive. No. Actually, if you argue someone to find you attractive, that just pisses them off even more, makes them want to talk to you less. And I would do this, but my comment to that is, but what's stopping you? You not wanting to do it? Then no, you wouldn't do this. So, but that's my 2 cents on that whole ordeal. It's been 20 minutes now. This is the longest video I've made. Sweet. I need to find more stuff like this to talk about. So, yeah. That's my idea on that. And maybe I will write an article that's the 13 things all men need to do to make themselves more attractive to females. And not word it like an asshole. But, well, yes, we'll see, I guess.